slasher spree, where mysteries and terror be and darkness comes for you and me. Join us on a slasher spree. There's no place to hide, and soon you'll see siblings on a slasher spree.
The siblings are back with a horror day special filled with festive fear. See what I did there?
Horde? Oh, like holiday
Yes.
filled with festive fear, not cheer.
Yes.
Okay,
Off to a good start.
perfect. Today, we will be discussing the origins and history of the one, the only, drumroll please, Krampus! Bow, 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 bow!
Ah! I'm so excited for this one. I'm also a little upset that we didn't know about Krampus as children. That seems like a missed opportunity.
Agreed. There we were, leaving milk and cookies out for Santa when we could have been leaving schnapps out for Krampus. Schnapps? Schnapps? What is
Yeah,
that?
I mean, it's like an alcohol.
Like
And
peach
apparently
schnapps?
exactly. Yeah, so that is apparently what you would leave out for Krampus. So not only was this a missed opportunity for us as children, this also seems to be a missed opportunity for Mama and Papa Slasher.
Mm,
They could have been getting drunk instead of getting healthier bones and vitamin D.
I think they fared just fine on their own.
Touche.
Yeah. Do you think they drank the milk?
No,
Dad
probably
really
not.
likes milk.
They could have drank the milk.
Still gross. Like, do you drink milk
Although
still?
I don't.
Oh, well,
I
no, you would
don't.
die. Your butt would explode and
Yeah.
die.
Something's in my ass.
My butt, my inside, like every which
Yeah.
way from mouth to
Yeah.
anus would explode.
Like,
Yeah.
Dad still has like a glass of milk with dinner.
Disgusting!
I don't know. I find it gross. Anyways, this
Yeah,
is
I don't think I could do it.
entirely off track.
It is.
Today we'll also be reviewing two of our favorite Krampus-related films: 2015's Krampus and 2015's, oh, they're both from 2015.
Yeah.
2015 A Christmas Horror Story, which there you go, both from 2015. Great year for Krampus in popular culture.
Yeah, dang, it was, I guess. But the scariest part of that is that it was almost 10 years ago.
Ugh,
So
that's
let's just push
wild.
past that because
Yeah,
it's hella depressing. We
decade.
will also be revealing a list of our top 5 holiday horror films.
Ooh, are they mainstream? Are they treasured classics? Have you ever seen or heard of them before? Probably not. Stay tuned to find out. Now, it's Krampus o'clock.
Ooh! The holiday season, characterized by joy, merriment, and the spirit of giving, is often
Merriment.
associated with festive decorations, cheerful
Mhm,
carols, and the
mhm.
benevolent figure of Santa Claus.
Ho,
However,
ho, ho.
nestled in the heart of European Yuletide traditions lies a darker, more mystifying character, Krampus.
This horned creature, often portrayed as a demonic companion to St. Nicholas, has a rich and intriguing history that weaves through centuries of folklore, blending pagan and Christian elements into a unique tapestry of cultural expression. Um, you seem to really like the word tapestry.
I mean, it sounds classy.
Classy.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Ratchet.
Exactly. You can't.
Tapestry.
Tapestry. Yeah, you have to say it with a bit of a
Accent.
accente. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, circling back. The origins of Krampus can be traced back to pre-Christian Alpine folklore, where communities celebrated the winter solstice with rituals and festivities.
In ancient times, various cultures revered horned deities. You love that word too. Horned deities symbolizing nature's cycles, fertility, and the changing of seasons. Krampus is thought to be an amalgamation of these pagan symbols representing the untamed wild aspects of winter and the forces that kept the natural world in balance.
As Christianity spread across Europe, it often absorbed and transformed existing pagan traditions into its own narratives. Which tracks? Christianity, the original plagiarizer. The figure of Krampus found a place within Christian celebrations, particularly in regions like
Mhm.
Germany, Austria, and parts of Eastern Europe.
Some of our listeners may be asking, what does this Krampus individual look like exactly? Although
Hmm.
Krampus appears in many various variations, most share some common physical characteristics. He
Hmm.
is hairy, usually brown or black, and has the cloven hooves and horns of a goat.
Oh,
His long pointed tongue rolls out, and he has fangs. Think like Gene Simmons meets goat.
yeah, okay. Okay, I'll give you that. Krampus carries chains, thought to symbolize the binding of the devil by the Christian church. He thrashes the chains for
Oh,
dramatic effect.
jing 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 jing.
The, the chains are sometimes accompanied with bells
Mhm,
of various sizes.
mhm, mhm.
Wait, okay, hold on. Hold on a second. We're talking about a hairy, dramatic being adorned with chains and bells of various sizes. This sounds like a
Mm,
drag queen to me,
mm,
You
mhm.
which
better work.
just made Krampus even cooler, which I did not think was possible.
Ooh, I wonder what like his stage name would be.
Probably Krampus. It's a pretty good one.
No, but it has to like be like fierce. Let's come maybe I'll think on that. Maybe that's what I'll name this episode.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
I'll come up with Krampus's queen name, and that's gonna be the title of the episode.
I
Stay
love
tuned.
that.
Yes, queen!
Okay, so getting back to Krampus. Um, of more pagan origins is the root, which is a bundle of birch branches that Krampus carries, and with which he occasionally swats children.
Hmm.
That's fun.
Mm.
The root is that how you would say that word?
Yes.
Root? Okay, because it's not spelt like a tree root,
No.
Rute. The root may have had significance in pre Christian pagan initiation rites. The birch branches are replaced with a whip in some representations.
Yeah.
This
Still,
is this.
I'm
What?
still hearing drag queen. Is all I just.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes Krampus appears with a sack or a basket strapped to
Mhm.
his back. This is to cart off evil children for drowning, eating, or transport to hell.
Mm.
Some of the older versions make mention of naughty children being put in the bag and taken away. Bye, Felicia.
He became associated with Saint Nicholas, the beloved gift giver, creating a contrasting duo that embodied the duality of good and evil, like a festive yin yang.
Hmm.
Assisting Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus, the pair visit children on the night of December 5th, with Saint Nicholas rewarding the well behaved children with gifts such as oranges,
Oh.
dried fruit, walnuts, and chocolate.
What?
I like most of those things. While the badly behaved children only receive punishment from Krampus in varying degrees, as we mentioned, drowning,
Wow.
eating, transporting to hell.
But what's in a name? Krampus is thought to come from either Bavarian Krampen, meaning
Mm.
dead or rotten,
Ooh.
or from the German Kramp or Krampen, meaning claw.
Ooh.
The Krampus is considered to be a half goat, half demon monster in some legends. Half goat, half Gene Simmons, as Kristen
See, Gene
just mentioned.
Simmons meets goat. The history of the Krampus figure has been theorized as stretching back to pre Christian Alpine traditions, with celebrations involving Krampus dating back to the 6th or 7th century AD, though there are no written sources before the end of the 16th century.
Hmm. The Krampus figure persisted, and by the 17th century, Krampus had been incorporated into Christian winter celebrations by pairing Krampus with St. Nicholas.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus!
Santa says, Merry Christmas, mother.
In the aftermath of the 1932 election in Austria, the Krampus tradition was prohibited by the Dollfuss regime. Dollfuss regime?
Hmm.
Dollfuss. I like that. Under the clerical fascist Fatherland Front and the Christian Social Party.
In the 1950s, the government distributed pamphlets titled Krampus is an Evil Man.
I mean, they weren't wrong, I guess.
I guess, for fear that encounters with Krampus might damage children's mental health. Towards the end of the century, a popular resurgence of Krampus celebrations occurred and continues today.
The Krampus tradition is being revived in Bavaria as well, along with local artistic tradition of hand carved wooden masks. In 2019, there were reports of drunk or disorderly conduct by masked Krampi. Is that what the plural of Krampuses would be?
No,
Krampi?
it is Krampuses.
It is Krampuses? All right. So yes, in some Austrian towns in 2019, there were reports of drunken, disorderly Krampuses.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Even just the wooden masks, I feel like would be
Ooh, I know.
terrifying. One of the most distinctive aspects of Krampus lore is the annual Krampenslauf, or Krampus Run, which takes place in various alpine communities from southern Germany to Austria, northern Italy, Croatia, Hungary, the Czech Republic, Bulgaria, and Slovenia. During this event, individuals don elaborate Krampus costumes and parade through the streets.
These parades, often held in the weeks leading up to Christmas, fill the streets with ominous and eerie visuals, creating a spectacle that is both exhilarating and intimidating. Hashtag travel goals.
Oh my
I've seen
God, right?
pictures like I like that just float around the internet or whatever of these. I'm gonna call them like parades,
Yeah,
like Krampus parades. Oh, they
so
look so
cool.
cool.
I
Yeah,
know,
they look so cool.
I would love for us to go and do this.
Yes, yes.
So for the parades, Krampus costumes are meticulously crafted to instill fear and
Mhm.
awe. Participants, known as Krampuses,
Or
w-
Krampi.
Krampi, wear terrifying masks with grotesque features, demonic expressions, and prominent horns.
The costumes are often adorned with furs, chains, and bells. Remember, we talked about the chains and the bells, just contributing to that overall menacing appearance. The craftsmanship involved in these costumes reflects a deep commitment to the preservation of tradition and the desire to evoke the supernatural elements of that folklore.
Mhm. The Krampuslauf serves
Krampuslof. Krampen.
Krampuslauf serves as a communal celebration, allowing participants to embrace the darker side of the holiday season in a playful and theatrical manner. Krampenslof is a community driven event that encourages broad participation.
Ooh. Locals and visitors alike join in on the festivities either as Krampi or as spectators, adding to the vibrant and just overall communal atmosphere. The event fosters a sense of shared cultural identity, reinforcing the connection between past traditions and contemporary celebrations.
That said, every year there are arguments during Krampus runs.
Oh no.
Occasionally, spectators take revenge for whippings and attack the Krampuses.
Oh no.
In 2013, after several Krampus runs in East Tyrol, A total of 8 injured people, mostly with broken bones,
Good
were
lord.
admitted to the Lens District Hospital, and over 60 other patients were treated on an outpatient basis.
No.
So like the
In the
Krampuses get to run around, right? And they've got their root
y-
branches. And
Sure.
so they can run up and they're allowed to like hit you with it. But I guess some people don't take this very kindly. So then it's like WWE, but with Krampi and the local town folk.
Says, do you smell what the Krampus is cooking? I think that's what he says.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'll give it to
Yeah.
you.
In the 19th and early 20th centuries, as Western societies became more industrialized and urbanized, the Krampus tradition faced opposition from religious, shocking,
Hmm.
and civic authorities who sought to suppress what they perceived as a pagan and unruly custom.
Hmm.
Well, poo poo on you.
Right.
Efforts were made to eradicate Krampus from public celebrations in some regions. Rude. And his image was sometimes associated with efforts to discourage misbehavior among children. Yeah,
Yes.
like,
See,
oh, Santa's not going to come if you're bad. Okay, fine, whatever. Or Krampus is going to put you in his sack and then drag you to hell if you're bad.
You are going to hell
Yeah.
tonight.
I would be more like kids are going to listen to Krampus, you know?
I would think so. And plus, like, why is Krampus getting the bad rap? He's the one being like, "Oh, sure, I'll take your unruly kids to hell."
Mhm.
Like, thanks,
Mhm.
Krampus. Why is no one giving him a pat on the back?
Yup. Preach.
Ugh. However, in the latter half of the 20th century, there was a resurgence of interest in preserving and reviving traditional folklore. Krampus, once again, found his place in the spotlight as people sought to reconnect with their cultural roots and celebrate the diversity of Yuletide traditions. This revival has been particularly evident in the United States, and I'm going to say Canada too, where
Yeah.
Krampus themed events, parades, and festivals have gained popularity in recent years.
In contemporary culture, Krampus has become an iconic and quirky symbol of the holiday season. The creature has transcended its folkloric origins to become a part of popular culture, featuring movies, television
Hmm.
shows, various forms of art. Krampus has also found a place in literature, with authors exploring the darker and more supernatural aspects of the character.
Whether viewed as a cautionary figure, a symbol of the untamed forces of nature, or simply as a mischievous companion to Santa Claus, Krampus continues to captivate the imagination and intrigue those who delve into the rich history of Yuletide folklore. It most certainly has worked for me.
Yeah, so why don't we shift our focus now to review of what is most likely the most mainstream and recognizable Krampus film to date. Not to fear, listeners, this review does not contain any spoilers, so no need to stop listening. If you're out there, keep listening.
Hello,
No,
hello.
no spoilers coming up. I will say so quick little side story.
Mm,
I got to each year at work, we do like a little kind of gift exchangey, I think it's called like White Elephant um game.
yep.
And like we'll have like a Christmas movie on in the boardroom or whatever. And I got to pick the Christmas movie this year.
Ooh, that was risky on their part.
And I picked Krampus.
Fun.
So, one of the girls had the audacity to ask me to turn it down
What?
because the screaming was like killing her holiday vibe.
Stop.
I know.
Stop right
I know.
now.
We're like enjoying mimosas and playing a card game. She's like, the screaming is really distracting me. It's a Christmas movie.
I can't.
Anyways, let's continue on with the 2015 Krampus.
All right. So, released in 2015, Krampus is a horror comedy film directed by Michael Dougherty. The movie weaves together elements of folklore and horror to deliver a unique take on the holiday season, blending scares with dark humor, which my favorite.
I find it okay, we'll get there. We'll get
Okay.
there. I will share my thoughts momentarily. Krampus follows the Engel family as they reluctantly come together for Christmas, only to find their holiday cheer devolving into chaos when young Max loses his festive spirit.
Oh no.
In a fit of frustration, Max inadvertently summons the ancient Christmas
Mm.
demon Krampus, who descends upon the town with a horde of malevolent helpers to punish those who have lost their Christmas spirit. The film cleverly combines traditional Christmas tropes with horror elements, creating
Mhm.
a dark and twisted winter wonderland.
Yes, the characters in Krampus are well defined and provide a mix of comedic and dramatic elements.
Hmm.
The dysfunctional dynamics of the extended family are relatable, and the film takes its time introducing and developing the members of the Engel family. The protagonist, Max, is a sympathetic character whose belief in the Christmas spirit serves as the emotional anchor to the story.
One of the standout features of Krampus, in my humblest of opinions, is its visually striking
Mhm,
presentation. The film seamlessly blends practical effects with CGI to bring the monstrous creatures, including Krampus himself, to life. The design of the creatures is both eerie and fantastical, capturing the essence of holiday folklore while adding a horror twist.
mhm.
The wintry setting and the dark
Mm.
atmospheric cinematography contribute to the film's overall sense of foreboding.
Mhm. Krampus successfully builds tension and delivers genuine scares, especially during sequences involving Krampus and his many different minions. The film balances horror with humor, creating a unique atmosphere that keeps the audience on edge while also eliciting laughter at unexpected moments. The use of practical effects adds like a tangible and authentic feel, sorry, to the horror elements.
Yeah, and the film's dark humor and satirical take on holiday traditions add
Mhm,
depth to the narrative. Krampus does not shy away from poking fun at the commercialization of Christmas
mhm,
and the sometimes strained nature of family gatherings during the holiday season. The blend of horror and comedy is very well executed, offering a refreshing and entertaining experience for all viewers. That opening scene really says it all to me, and
mm.
if you know, you know.
Krampus succeeds in delivering a holiday themed horror film that manages to be both terrifying and amusing. With its well developed characters, visually striking presentation, and a perfect blend of horror and humor, the movie offers a unique alternative to, you know, that conventional holiday fare.
Yeah, exactly. So, whether you're a fan of horror, dark comedy, or simply seeking a break from traditional holiday films, Krampus is a chilling and festive treat that will
Mhm,
leave you reconsidering what it truly means to have a Merry
mhm.
Christmas. I've heard a lot of mixed feedback on this film, but I absolutely love it and I watch it every single year.
I also thoroughly enjoy it. It's got a great cast with Tony Collette, Adam Scott in the parental roles. Those two, Tony and Adam.
Mhm.
It's just, and who doesn't love David Kocher? Is that how you say his name? Kosher. I
Coacher.
don't know how to. Kocher?
Yeah.
I'm local San Diego legend Champ Kind, and I believe in two things: good chicken, and that the census is a way for the UN to make your children gay.
Iconic. In case anyone comes for us, which happens all the time, I'll clarify that David Kocher quote was not from Krampus, but from Anchorman. However, he plays a very similar character in Krampus.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, the Slasher siblings highly recommend it. So let's move on to our next and final Krampus related film review with which is what it is called, a Christmas horror story.
Mm.
This review also does not contain any spoilers, so no need to stop listening if you haven't seen it.
Stop laughing at that point. There are some people listening. And
Some
I didn't
people. Some
some
people.
person is listening to it somewhere. And I don't want to ruin it.
Fair.
I hate spoilers. Okay, so I love this movie too. Released in 2015, A Christmas Horror Story is a horror anthology film directed by Grant Harvey, Stephen Hoban, and Brent Sullivan. Unlike traditional holiday movies, this film embraces the darker side of the season as well, weaving together multiple narratives to create a chilling and suspenseful experience.
So, as you mentioned, the film follows an anthology format, presenting 4 intertwined stories that unfold simultaneously. Each story explores different aspects of horror, ranging from supernatural to psychological terror. The anthology structure provides a diverse range of scares, catering to various horror subgenres, and prevents the film from becoming predictable. It's so good. Oh, it's
That,
great.
yes. A Christmas Horror Story seamlessly blends horror with the traditional elements of Christmas, creating that narrative that is both complex and engaging. The intertwining stories are connected by a radio DJ played by none other than William Shatner,
Bow,
who
bow, bow, bow.
right, like that should be enough for you to want to watch the movie right there.
Yep.
Who serves as the storyteller guiding the audience through the eerie tales. The complexity of that narrative adds depth to the film and encourages viewers to piece together the connections between the different storylines.
The anthology explores a wide spectrum of horror tropes, from traditional ghost stories to more contemporary and inventive horrors. Each segment offers a fresh perspective, keeping the audience on their toes as they navigate haunted school basements, encounter spirits, and confront dark family secrets.
Ooh.
Mm. The variety of horror tropes prevents the film from feeling monotonous and ensures there really is something for every horror enthusiast in that movie.
Yeah, and like the practical effects and cinematography in A Christmas Horror Story contribute
Mhm.
significantly to its overall impact. The filmmakers use practical effects skillfully, creating convincing and terrifying visuals that add authenticity to the horror elements. The use of atmospheric lighting and camera work enhances that eerie atmosphere, creating a sense of unease throughout the entire film.
While the anthology format limits the depth of character development in
Mm,
individual stories, the
mhm,
film manages to create compelling and relatable characters within a very short time frame for each segment. The
mhm,
casting choices are strong, the performances contribute to the audience investment in the fates of the characters,
mhm.
even in the, face of supernatural horrors.
A Christmas Horror Story is adept at subverting traditional holiday expectations, which we all love.
Mm.
The film incorporates unexpected twists and turns, challenging the audience's assumptions about the characters and the outcome of each story. These these surprises add an extra layer of intrigue, making the viewing experience more engaging for those who appreciate unpredictability in horror narratives. Horror as a genre can be very
Mm.
predictable most of the time, so I definitely appreciated that aspect of it.
A Christmas Horror Story is a bold and inventive addition to the Christmas horror genre, offering a refreshing departure from conventional holiday themed
Hmm.
movies. Its anthology format.
Herp, 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 herp.
Its anthology format, narrative complexity, diverse horror tropes, and effective use of practical effects contribute to an engaging and chilling viewing experience.
Ooh.
For those seeking a break from the overused cliches of traditional horror films, A Christmas Horror Story provides a thrilling and really unexpected journey into the shadows lurking beneath the festive facade.
Agree, agree, agree. Actually, you know what? Just go watch both of these films this
Yes.
weekend and you can thank us later.
Yes.
The Slasher siblings will be doing the same. So slide into my DMs if you need some assistance in finding these films, as technology, as we know, can be a blessing and a curse.
Don't slide into mine because I will not be able to help you. Uh, I get all of my stuff from Randy. We also thought it would be fun for us to give you, our viewers, a list of our top 5 holiday horror films. Rainey and I have kept our lists a secret from each other, so this
Ooh.
will be interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting because number one, this is probably the first secret we've ever had in our 34-year relationship.
And that's just to clarify, that's because I am 34 years old and you are older.
Didn't need to clarify, but sure, thank you. But also number two, our lists might be identical, which would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to go like back and forth, or do you just want to give our lists in full one at a time? I'm kind of voting either back and forth for dramatic effect.
Yeah. That that works for me. I'm down.
Perf.
The Slasher Siblings' top holiday horror films. Number 5.
Better watch
Krampus.
out.
Okay, so those ones didn't match. Okay, so you go first.
Okay, so I picked for my number 5 2016's Better Watch Out, directed by Chris Peckover. This movie, a quick synopsis for ya. On a quiet suburban street, a babysitter must defend a 12-year-old boy from intruders, only to discover it's far from a normal home invasion. It's very like Home Alone meets The Purge.
Mm.
This film has an 88% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which
Ooh.
makes this the highest rated film on my top 5, even though I wouldn't personally agree with that assessment.
Mm.
And I know that you said Krampus, and I am just going to say before you speak to that, I did not include Krampus or A Christmas Horror Story in this list, only because we'd already
Shoot.
talked about it. But
I know, but
if that's your number 5, that's your number 5. It was
okay.
it's
Yeah.
hard to find actually 5
Yeah,
horror
well, and
that I
and I
love.
wanted them to be like I felt like if I took out Krampus and A Christmas Horror Story that I was like losing
Yeah, that's fair.
a lot of
That's
my
fair.
list. But so my number 5 is Krampus. We just talked about it, 2015. 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
Which I thought it would be a little bit